Folks, this is Steve Schwartz. And we're here at Andy Yosinoff Court, GM Arena, for a very special presentation of the 2001 Final Four celebration.
Prior to the start of today's women's basketball contest featuring the Salve Regina Seahawks and your Emmanuel College Saints, the Emmanuel College Athletic Department would like to take a stroll down memory lane to honor our team and season that will forever stand out as one of the greatest in both program and school history. Under the direction of head coach Andy Yosinoff and the guidance of assistant coach Arthur Howell, the 2001 Emmanuel College women's basketball team put together a storybook season that ended with a 28-4 overall record.
She could bear a 28-4 overall record in their 2001 Final Four team.
Career win. The Saints captured the Great Northeast Athletic Conference Championship in Emmanuel College, defeating the #1 team in the nation in NYU to punch their ticket to the program's first NCAA Division III women's basketball Final Four. The Saints are the only NCAA basketball program of either gender from the city of Boston to advance to a Final Four.
Folks, the only team of any division from Boston to advance to a Final Four. And that's assuming you can't hear, because we don't know.
We would like to recognize this group of incredible women for helping shape the winning and championship culture that we all know today as EC Women's Basketball. Where Emmanuel College President Sister Jane Eisner and USC's Dr. Jennifer will distribute commemorative rings to celebrate the historic 2001 season.
Folks, there's going to be a ring ceremony to commemorate that amazing team from 20 years ago.
From Sister Jane. Number 00,
Number 00 is Brenda Troops. Next would be number 11, Jessica Sylvia.
Number 11, Jessica Sylvia. Number 13, Vicky Shullian.
Number 14, Vicky Shullian, coming down. It's a hug from Coach Andy Yosinoff, for whom this court is named after.
Number 15,
Only coach in history of this program. Number 15, Trisha Harris.
Number 21, Nessie Harron.
Number 21, Nessie Harron. Becky Turco.
Number 24, Marcy Tillman.
Number 24, Marcy Tillman. Number 30, Melissa DeSantos.
Unable to attend today, let's hear it for number 32, Katie Corey.
So Katie Corey, number 42, unable to attend today.
Number 34, Mary Taylor.
Number 34, Mary Taylor. Number 41, the captain, Brianne Bagnano.
Unable to attend today, but let's hear it for number 44,
Julia Weir, number 44, also could not attend today, but gets a nice round of applause. Here comes number 45 from that team, Lontiga Morris.
Number
51, Melanie Sloan.
Assistant Coach Arthur Howell.
Assistant Coach Arthur Howell. In a moment, we're going to hear a howl for the Hall of Fame coach of that very special Final Four team. Andy Yosinoff, head coach of that very, very special team. We knew this would be an inspiring ceremony for the team playing today, and they all shout out his name. We've had the pleasure of watching 2 practices. A man so knowledgeable, yet a Division I tennis player from URI. He was number 1 in New England his senior year.
to conclude today's ring ceremony.
Some more remarks.
To Emmanuel College President, Sister Janet Eisner.
Sister Janet Eisner, the president of Emmanuel College.
Good afternoon, and it is a pure joy to relive the spirit of that historic season 20 plus years ago. And it is right that we gather on this court named for Coach and Yosinoff. As we heard, it was during that season 2 decades ago that Andy picked up his 400th win. Well, he has picked up a few more victories along the way since then. He begins this season with 453 W's to his name, making him the winningest head coach in NCAA Division III women's basketball.
I think 853 wins is the correct figure. We've been shorted by about 400 wins.
Inspiring to see members of the 2001 Saints team reassembled here. It is said that great basketball teams have a sixth sense. Rooted in close bonds of teamwork, it's a sense that tells each player where her teammates are going to be on the court or at any given moment. Well, anyone who saw you play that year knew you had it, and it's one of the reasons you went as far as you did and gave us such a thrilling and unforgettable season. And it's hard to believe it was 20 plus years ago, but I remember vividly after your incredible upset win against NYU to advance to the Final Four, Sister Ann and I drove to January, Connecticut to see you compete in person, and it was a late Friday afternoon when we drove down. I will never forget it. You played with tenacity and heart, and we could not have been more proud of you. Banners that hang in this gym will forever testify to what you achieved together. So let's pause on the banner that still hangs in this gym. Today, we honor what you did then and for who you are now. Followed by your manual education, you continue to do your best and bring out the best in others. In all the places where you work and live, the college has no finer ambassadors than you. So thanks to the members of that special team, and thanks to all of you, our fans. It is so good to be with you as we honor the past and as we cheer for victory today and throughout this season. Go Saints!
What a terrific, inspiring ceremony. Honoring the 2001 Final Four Emmanuel Saints women's basketball team. Again, very telling. The only team ever, men's or women's, any division, from Boston to go to a Final Four. So the teams will warm up, and we will bring you basketball action in about 20 minutes. folks. This is Steve Schwartz, along with Tom McCarthy here at the Andy Yosinoff Court of the Gymnasium Arena, bringing you the second game this afternoon at the Emmanuel Tip-Off Classic. After a very, very exciting first game, we'll talk about in a moment. First of all, we're very honored to have with us Tom McCarthy. Tom, the voice of NBA Asia, FIBA Asia, and probably many, many other various and sundry titles. I'm just going to say, folks, I've had the opportunity to just sit next to Mr. McCarthy during the course of this tournament, and I have learned more from him in about 10 minutes than I learned in about 13 years as an announcer up in Maine. So, welcome aboard, Tom.
Well, thanks very much, Steve. It's a pleasure to join you, and very exciting day, obviously, with honoring the 2001 Final Four team for Emmanuel. I know Andy's very, very excited about that, but he's excited every year, and there's been a lot of years, 45 years.
You guys are good friends.
Yeah, we're very, very good friends. We've known one another for over 4 years, so we're expecting a very good ball game today. Emmanuel's got a very good mixture of senior players and young players coming in. Salve's hot off the victory over former national champions Salem State. So we expect a good battle.
I think so. You know, in the first game, Salve Regina defeated Salem State 73-50. It had 4 Seahawks in double figures, led by Ashley Rourke with 20 points and 9 rebounds. And so, you know, they seem to spread it out pretty well. We had an opportunity to talk to Corey Hughes, their 11th season coach, before the game, and she said, you know, like all of the teams have pretty much told us, they're very young. They haven't had a lot of experience. Their only true senior is somebody who had been a bench player for many years and is now one of their leaders. So their key to winning today, they believe, is they have to rebound, and they're building a little bit, but they also want to really key in on what they expect to be Andy Yosinoff's running game. They feel like they know there's going to be pressure, they know there's going to be running, and they have to do something to contain that, Tom.
Well, when you look at the statistics, the thing that jumps out to me is Salve gave up 88 shots to Salem State in the first game. They gave up 28 second-point shots. Points in the paint, they were under 32-26. So when you look at that, particularly the turnovers, where they had 26 turnovers, and Andy prides himself on his team forcing turnovers. When you look at his game style, it's been the same way for 45 years. He loves to press, change up defenses, and when they get the ball, they're off to the races. So everybody has to buckle up their seatbelt, because this will not be a slow-down game. And if Salve can't hold on to the ball, I'm afraid that this one could get away from them.
You know, we really had the pleasure of watching by invitation Andy's practice, 2 practices with his team. And I don't know if all teams are doing it these days, but I mean, we had spent quite a bit of time on the post-up game with his team as well.
Well, he's got 8 players over 5'10". That's a very big team for a Division III women's team. So they're going to try to get the ball inside as much as possible. If there's any weakness really on the team, I see it as 2 things. Number one, at the point guard position, there's still some question marks. Chloe does a very good job, but she's very small, and, you know, that can get you in trouble. On the other hand, they are not a great 3-point shooting team. This is kind of tradition. They like to make layups, get in the mid-range jump shot area, but from the 3-point line, if he can get some kind of contribution out of his guys, that will go a long way to helping him to get number 854.
Well, of course, what you said makes you very prescient. because Andy himself said that it is the height of his team that makes them different this year. They're very long. They have a lot of depth, 1 through 15. He doesn't feel like he loses anybody by subbing in. He told his team earlier, it's a big day. Let's be our best. Let's be aggressive at both ends of the court.
Well, he's got great senior leadership. Riley Lahith and Lauren Diastingo, Gymnasium, also Kamal Finn, who will all be starters, and Corey. So when you get that kind of senior leadership, that really helps to bring along the freshmen, because he's got a great freshman class. Very, very good.
So we're going to listen to Sports Information Director Rickson announce the teams.
One thing that we should point out is that we have an international player on the team coming from my neck of the woods. I've been in Hong Kong and China for over 30 years now. And Yani Chan has joined us from Hong Kong. And she's what we would call a swing player. She can play the 1 or 2 or the 3. And we want to give a shout out to Coach William Lowe. They're all up in Hong Kong right now, and we're 13-hour difference. So it's about 4:30 in the morning over here. It's an early breakfast. You have some yum chow and some cha tea, and you're in business.
Let me just tell you also, watching her, she was the fastest in all the sprints.
She's got terrific talent. It's not like at the NCAA Division I men's level where you lead the team after 1 year and go to the NBA. Over a 4-year period is what she's starting with now, because she plays against boys all the time. She never played against girls really in Hong Kong. And this, of course, gives you an advantage in terms of when you're playing aggressive basketball. So I think you're going to see some great things out of her. She might start slowly, as all freshmen do, but I think it's going to be very positive.
Look forward to bringing it to you in just a moment. And again, we'll see if we can get the starting 5 for both teams. Number 3, Morgan Shuey for Salve. Number 11, Brianna Neary. Lauren Wilmot, number 14 from Massachusetts. Number 22, the high scorer in the last game, Ashley Rourke. And Megan Hennigan, number 55, also from Whitman, Massachusetts.
Well, right after see, they got a complete underclassmen starting out. First thing we always look forward to is how long will it take for Andy to take his coat off and then rip his tie off, because that's his tradition. So I would think I would give him the over and under is about 2 or 3 minutes.
Does he just do it, or does he do it with a purpose?
He does it every game, no matter what. And then, of course, the show is just as good on the sideline as it is on the court, because he's up and down, and it's a track meet for him as well.
Well, let's just say Corey Mathis is starting, number 2, Jamad Finn, Yani Chan, Riley Lahith, and Loredina D'Agostino are the starting 5 for Emmanuel. Today's referees are Paul Mayella, Benjamin Vasquez, and Fred Corey. mean, you could spend, how much time could you really spend talking about Andy Yosinoff? He's entering his 45th season. He's the winningest coach in women's Division III basketball. 853 victories. New England Basketball Hall of Fame, gold medal at the Maccabee Games in Israel. There will be a national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, when so proudly waiting at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and
Even the national anthem was inspiring, sung by a student.
This is a team's perspective, Steve. Emmanuel wants to play this game in the 70s, and Salve wants to keep this game in the 50s. So, if they try to run with Emmanuel, this could be an extremely exciting ball game.
Well, we just ended a very, very exciting game. Something really that we didn't expect either, as Moravian defeated Russell Sage. Both teams, one losing, one winning by a huge margin. We did not expect that excitement. This is the second game of the day. Ashley Rourke, the Salve, and D'Agostino, and number 2 is Corey Mathis. So the jumper, number 45, D'Agostino. First blood, Emmanuel, 2-0.
And that's where Lauren likes to do her work. She's really not a traditional low-post player. The medium-range jumper is what she likes. And here we go with the turnovers.
Nice effort. The Seahawks will maintain possession. And it looks like number 22 is Ashley Rourke taking it in. She finds Wilmot. Rourke for the 3, and she hits it. So she starts where she left off in the last game.
Well, you'll see Emmanuel come out of his zone and go to the man-to-man very quickly if Salve continues to score from the outside.
So underneath, a putback, it doesn't fall. A little cold right now as Brianna Neary gets the rebound for Salve. Here's O'Rourke.
It's one advantage that Salve has. They've already got one game under their belt where Emmanuel is just starting out.
The point is well taken as Megan Hennigan hits it. It's a 5-2 lead right now.
Coach Yosinoff wants to get that ball going side to side, move the defense.
The big 3 by Jamad Finn.
here comes the pressure. He started out diamond one press. Not really full pressure. He's looking more to just make them hurry up their game. Pressure is not about just stealing the ball. It's about forcing the other team up and down the court.
So Regina gets it down quickly and up and in on the right side.
You won't be happy with that one.
That was Miri's basket. In the middle now, at the free throw line. And the putback does not fall, so a little bit cold, as that was D'Agostino. A little bit foul here on Matt, I believe.
What you like to see is the Emmanuel getting a lot of shots in close to the basket, just like Meridian in the first game. Sooner or later, those are going to fall.
It's a 2-point Salve lead right now. Saints are down by 2, 7:52 left, just starting the first quarter. Reverse doesn't fall. And offensive rebound will end up being a jump ball.
If this continues, I think we'll see Coach Yosinoff go to the bench quickly and bring in a little more size because Salve is going to pound it inside.
The record should reflect that his suit coat is off.
Well, 2 minutes and 16 seconds in. He's got another 16 seconds for the tie. He's actually sitting today. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, Chan is a fast player right here. Up and in for 2. Ties it up. Excites the crowd. Number 13. Johnny Chan. Good hands. No basket.
Well, that pressure already created 4 turnovers in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
So the foul, I believe, is on Brianna Miri.
Salve's got to find a way to control the tempo of this game. This could get out of hand quick.
Well, on the far side, a foul will be on Corey Mathis, her second foul early. She's also a spark plug with 2 different color sneakers on. From Georgia. And she'll take a break. Checking in for the Saints will be Amari Faust from Burke, Virginia. You have to feel that people travel really from all over the country to play for Coach Yosinoff. Way beyond the 3-point arc. It does not fall. Faust had that rebound, and now she's back and forth here with Finn. Into an early 3. Cutting through. Here we go. D'Agostino with the effort, but not the bucket.
He's got to take that ball to the shot blocker and not fade away. Surprisingly, the Saints stayed with their 2-3 zone, trying to pack it in, I guess because of the size that Salve has inside.
Oh, Chan with a monster block.
Well, Yanni's doing everything but selling popcorn at this point.
Does she know that she has an audience in China today?
Well, we also have Lin Xiaowu up in China watching. And the whole clan watching from Hong Kong. We've got Larry Lipscher in Thailand watching. So this is a global broadcast.
Well, it's an honor to do it, and to do it with you, Tom.
We don't want to leave out Lao Fu, Franklin Levy in Hollywood, California watching today, the gold man of GS Mining.
So we're going to have a conference here at the table.
Well, she could. Lonnie had to get a little scrape.
Okay, so we do all kinds of sports. We call it a blood timeout in wrestling. has.
Even though it's 7-7, this is the kind of pace that Emmanuel wants to keep up. Back in the day when I was doing a little bit of coaching, you'd play to win the last 5 minutes of the game under this kind of style. You just keep forcing them when you force the other coach to make too many substitutions. We're off to the races.
Yeah. And that was D'Agostino's pressure there. And underneath, Chan with a no-look pass. Doesn't fall. Oh my goodness, she's everywhere. And the rebound here stays in with Emmanuel. It will be the Seahawks ball, but really, it is a very, very fast game. We're covering today for Matt LePan, and he said, don't look down, Steve, because you'll miss a play with the Saints team. Whoop. No steps. Lamont for a look. Nothing doing. It's a 7-7 tie with 5.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Checking in for, and folks, I'm going to say for Portland because I had the pleasure of doing Kira Eubanks games along with her sister Shayla, who's playing for Bowdoin today. And their parents are in the stands, Amy and Duan. Duan Eubanks is also the president of the Portland, Maine Celtics, the G League team for the Celtics. A nice rebound by Neary.
Well, Emmanuel is doing a great job of getting shots off, but Salve is equally doing a great job of rebounding and not allowing the second shot, which is critical.
So the foul's on Allison Wild, number 33, for the Saints. Underneath, open, nice shot, and there's going to be a foul. A chance for the old-fashioned three for Deanna Neary. Kira Eubanks gets credit for that foul, or the discredit. Number 15 checking in Gabby Sousa for the Seahawks. And D'Agostino will check in for Wilmot for the Saints.
Well, now the look of the Saints completely changes because you've got 3 players in there that are basically 5'10" to 6'1". So I would imagine that they might slow up a little bit, but on particularly the offensive rebounding side, I think you'll be able to cash in on some of those missed shots earlier.
Neary converts on the old-fashioned three-pointer. Chain right now beyond the three-point line. The cutter in for Allison Wild. It's a 1-point Salve Regina lead, 10-9, as the Saints are within 1. Inside, backing in, and a steal for Chan. And she is just way too fast. No foul, Kira Eubanks, so comes up with it. D'Agostino. Over to Faust. Faust inside, Eubanks dishes it. And there is, I'm not sure if that's a three-pointer or not. It's a two-pointer for D'Agostino. She gets a chance to make it a three-pointer, though.
Eubanks showed great recognition there. Normally for a freshman, you don't normally see an inside-outside pass. But beautiful conversion and teamwork.
Converting on that and making a three-point play is Hennigan. D'Agostino. And the pressure is on. But broken quickly here. A walk to the corner. Faust with the rebound. She's got Chan to the left. Oh, a little too far. Just out of the reach of Allison Wild.
4 freshmen on the court for Emmanuel. So it's a bright future brewing.
Well, Coach Yosinoff said he loses nothing by making substitutions here, and he's doing it freely. 12-10, a 2-point lead with 4 minutes left here in the first quarter.
You see the long arms of Eubank at the front of that press. That really creates problem, forcing the team to throw it up high and we can get the lob steal.
So a little too much there. O'Rourke, let's see, it's going to stay Seahawks ball. Eubanks' last game I got to cover, it was a state championship where Portland High School ended up losing to Oxford Hills, but it was a great game and they had a great season. They have a player, Jimmy Mortema, who plays for Northeastern, another one who plays for Bentley, Amanda Kabantu. So they're all down here, and here's Kira playing for the Saints.
Emmanuel has gone to a man-to-man defense the last 2 or 3 minutes. Take a look at that 3-point shot.
Faust with another rebound. She'll slow it down. And a jumper for Caitlin Barker.
She's one of the most athletic players on the team. Her shot really didn't go down last year as much as she would like, but she has the capabilities, 3-point shot, drive to the basket. She's got a lot of talent hidden in there.
Eubanks now has 2 fouls, and she's going to take a seat as Shakira Katant will come in.
Interesting story with Shakira. She actually goes once a month. She's in the Army. She's an ROTC program. And out of Northeastern, it's a cooperation program.
House with the steal. Doesn't hit, but.
And of course, she's called Shaq by all of her teammates.
They call her Shaq. Well, we can do that too. It's going to be the line right now. As Ashley Rourke has that foul. It's a 15-10 Emmanuel lead. 3:19 left in the first quarter.
And this is the real difference between Emmanuel and Salve. Emmanuel can keep bringing them in off the bench, one after another.
And again, there has to be something said about Coach Yosinoff and people wanting to come here to play for him, Tom.
Well, I've been around the program for probably about 40 years. The one thing I can say, just like you saw the turnout for the 2001 team and all of the former players that showed up to, acknowledge that, he has a real family atmosphere. He has relationships with these players from the time they come in and with the whole family, and continually is talking to them year after year. So you don't find that in every program. Every program says we're a family, but not every program executes it.
Oh, that's terrific. Neary on the rebound. O'Rourke from downtown. And nice effort there by Wild for the rebound. On the break now. Oh, there's a travel.
Well, there's a lesson that every point guard has to learn. You never give a big girl the ball in a situation where she can't handle it. And on a fast break, not many of the tall girls can handle the ball. Although Ollie Wild is an exceptional player, the freshman. And I think she has terrific potential to be the type of player that can play inside and out.
So with 2:49 left in the first quarter, and the Saints enjoying a 5-point lead. I don't know if you can call it enjoying it, but they've got it. And taking it in will be Baca. She gets it to Faust. The Wild. That's to Baca, back to Faust at the foul line. Rolls it, but it doesn't fall. And a foul.
She must have watched Dennis Schroeder last night with the Celtics getting into the paint and shooting those floaters.
So Faust will take a break, and Olivia Matella will step in from Swampscott, Massachusetts.
Olivia is a very tough type of player. She can hit the 3-point shot, but she's very, very physical. Went to St. Mary's last year.
Gabby Sousa hits the first one. Brings the Seahawks to within 4. She'll hit them both. It's 15-12 Saints, 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. O'Rourke with the rebound.
To build a house with that brick. Walk. Very good double team. You try to force the play, dribble it to one side, and come from behind. Once he spins, you get the beat. As long as you don't reach.
Now, we haven't seen much of number 55, Megan Hennigan, today. We heard Coach say that, if she does get in, stick to her. 6'2", center, tall, good player, but not in a lot today. That was a recovery. Finn drives in, protects the ball, and we'll have a foul after the rebound by Neary.
Coach Yosinoff is looking for a little more flow of the ball, side to side, and create the opening rather than trying to do it yourself unless a lane opens up. Jamad sometimes gets herself into that trouble. She's very skilled. Of course, she has almost 1 million followers on her Instagram.
Oh my God,
she's quite famous.
It's absolutely amazing.
If you go to her Instagram, she's got all kinds of videos on dribbling drills and everything. In the Muslim community, she's a real hero. She plays on the Somalia national team.
The things that you really wouldn't know without Tom McCarthy. So just under 2 minutes here as Salve Regina comes to within 1 point. I don't want to date myself, but if I could figure out Instagram, I'd find her.
They won't find me. I'm not on any of it.
Once again, Mary, we call her name a lot. She's a very active player, good athlete. Sousa over to O'Rourke. Behind the screen, but quickly closed up. Trouble. Another turnover. So far, 6 turnovers for Salve, 7 now, and 3 for Emmanuel. So you have to feel that Coach Yosinoff is also a fundamentals coach.
I think he's very happy with the defensive effort other than the first 2 minutes.
Now, there's a bump. No call, but a great basket by D'Agostino, the freshman from Connecticut. 17-14. Seahawks will take a timeout with just under a minute to play in the first quarter. Tom? Well, we thought there'd be a timeout. I guess there isn't. Instead, O'Rourke will shoot up a 3. Doesn't fall. So, I'm sure that you're going to want to see Emmanuel box out a little better than that.
Well, Salve brings some real size to the table. So you've got to box out a little further away from the basket. Emmanuel's allowing the pushing too close to the basket. And when the ball comes off the rim, normally it doesn't just fall straight down.
So we have a foul on Emmanuel. And it's going to be on D'Agostino. Her first foul. When you talk about Jamad Finn, she went to Boston Latin, which I think is the oldest public school in the country. The reason why I know that is because Portland High School is the second oldest continuously open public high school in the country.
And the reason I know that is because I graduated from Boston Latin in 1968.
Oh my goodness gracious.
It's quite a tradition. Benjamin Franklin graduated from there.
That is absolutely amazing.
Among others.
Portland High School graduated.
John Hancock.
Oh my gosh. There's Finn inside. Drives and lays it home. With the Saints a 5-point lead going into the benches here after the first quarter. So I can tell you that Portland High School has graduated Director John Ford, I think possibly Admiral Peary, but a couple of famous people too, but not like Ben Franklin. Oh my goodness.
You don't want to go head-to-head with who graduated from Boston Latin. Let's put it that way.
I don't think so. I think Portland's going to have to settle for being the second oldest. Of course, Portland was part of Massachusetts back in the day, before it became a state, 1820. Maine.
I didn't realize that until about 2 weeks ago when I read an article.
We're going to do an interview here in just a moment of one of the players from the 2001 Final Four, and it's a real pleasure to have with us Brianna Bagnano. You were the captain of that team, and Coach Yosinoff likes to call you the Larry Bird of that team. You now teach in Westwood, and you had over 1,000 points. Tell us, first of all, what was the experience like calling in the Final Four?
It was pretty crazy. I don't think we really expected to make it that far that year, so everything was just new and exciting and kind of surreal. I didn't really realize what happened until afterwards. It was really nice playing in Danbury because so many people could come to the game. Sister Janet talked about being able to drive down, so a lot of our families could come. It was really a crazy experience.
Did you know at the time? I guess, we'll just take a minute here and continue to talk. I thought we'll do this instead of halftime, and we'll catch up. But, so did you know at the time that you were the only team ever from Boston to play in a Final Four?
I think Andy told us when we were at the Final Four that year. Going into it, we had no idea.
So, let's see. So you were the captain of the team. What position did you play? And can you tell us about some of the other people that are here today?
Yes, I kind of played a little bit all over the place. I started as a 3-guard, and then I just kind of shifted around the court. I grew up kind of short, and then I grew, and then I was short again, so I was able to play all positions.
Tremendous play by Chan. We've been watching her. She has the following, by the way, all the way in Thailand and China and Asia, watching her right now at about 4:30 a.m.
Well, she has been amazing. She is so athletic. It's so fun watching her play right now.
Yeah. So, now there's a timeout, and we can just continue to talk a little bit. We'll talk a little bit some of the other players that you played with that are here today.
Yeah, we had so many great players. Marcy Tillman was one of the guards. She was also a junior. She was an absolutely incredible scorer, and she was fired up on defense. It was really hard for other teams to get by her. Mary Taylor was our shooting guard. Vicky Shalian, who ironically was number 13 and very similar to number 13 this year, just a little shorter. Her athleticism was pretty amazing. We had all sorts of athletes on the team that year.
I just have to say what a pleasure it is to see you, and we'll take it. If you were the Larry Bird, if you were, hitting threes, if you were stepping back and playing behind the screen, so good on you and good on that great team, and congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for letting me come up here and talk, and sorry I interrupted the game, you guys.
It's quite all right. It's a pleasure to see you. So, Tom, what did we miss?
What you missed is the Yanni Chan show has continued. Tremendous pressure on the ball. Nick Jamai with another steal.
Yeah, and we saw, of course, that Chan play that was just really remarkable, and hopefully that was being covered as we were having that great interview. I should say the interview with that great player from that 2001 team who went to the Final Four. It's 25-14 right now. The Saints are in front. Way beyond the 3-line. Doesn't hit. Rebound to Salve. Here's Wilmot taking it up. A little pressure on her. So it's a man-to-man game right now. Boom. Well,
can't say much about that, other than it was a great shot. You credit the offense in a situation like that, but the defense was there.
So on the break, Salve gets down quickly. And a steal. Here comes Finn. They'll have to regroup. Chan finds the open player underneath. Boom, D'Agostino, but off the rim. Rebound was Hennigan's. And then the ball will stay up here as a couple of Seahawks set to check in. And set to check in for Emmanuel is number 10, A.J. Gaudios.
Now, you think the other players are fast. A.J. actually is a track champion from Albany. The number one sport is she's a sprinter.
But you are... I'm going to start calling you Tom Botanica. You're a wealth of information.
Got away with a foul there.
Yes. The tie is still on, by the way, Tom.
Amazing.
Maybe because of the team that's here to honor the 2001 team. So just inside the foul line, nothing doing. Saints come up with it. Chan on the break. Got D'Agostino. D'Agostino has A.J. Up and in.
Now that was a fast break. Limited dribbling. Look up ahead as soon as you get the ball, and then be unselfish.
Well, you have to wonder, does he fashion his game after Red Auerbach? He has the Red Auerbach Award as the Coach of the Year several years ago. Coach Yosinoff. Of course, Auerbach known for the fast break. I think probably inventing it in Boston.
And he did it without all those assistant coaches. Never had an assistant coach.
Wow. So look, just trying to dribble through some trouble there.
One thing you're seeing is the effect of the pressure. You see that Salve's shots are short. You see they're not getting back as well on defense. All of this accumulation of he just keeps wearing them out and he keeps bringing in more players and wear you down. Another turnover.
Forced by the Saints. It's an 11-point Saints lead here with just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Ooh. Cutter is in. It doesn't fall, though, for Wild. The jump ball, possession arrow will go to Salve Regina. Inbounded by Amanda Folan.
Wild missed the shot there, but that was a beautiful slide cut to the basket. With both post players being actively involved in the play.
Megan Hennigan checks back in for the Seahawks. Boy, tough pressure, but broken. And here's Hennigan underneath. She's blocked by D'Agostino. And here's Chan now on the break. She's got A.J. on the right. Oh, my goodness. Gaudios converted the first time that happened. Finn with the ball. Even 1-on-3 run and gun and high off the glass and in.
Actually, Gaudios has come in and given her a real nice job. She's running the floor hard, and she's giving good pressure on defense. A little bit unexpected, frankly.
And a nifty bucket by Wild and drawing the foul.
On a little sidebar, Wild is actually an all-league volleyball player. She's only been playing basketball for a few years. So she's got a very, very bright future, as I said to lead off the broadcast. Brings tremendous size and length and very good quickness on the court.
And she makes it a three-point play. So 32-16.
Another Mainer coming in the ball game for Ali. Alexis Sanders. She's also from out in the Portland area, I believe.
Yeah, she's from Saco. She played for Thornton Academy, a team that we've covered many times. Around the horn in the corner, it doesn't fall, but the clock is still running here. There's 15 seconds left. At the foul line, and drawing the foul will be Gabby Susan. So she'll be shooting two. Annie Chan, her first foul of the game. You know, with all that running, with all the steals, with all the buckets, with all the breaks, one foul so far. A disciplined player. Gabby Sousa hits the first one.
When you can press and not foul, that's something that you can really build on.
Sousa converts both. It's 32-18. A 14-point St. lead here with just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Chan doesn't hit, but Finn on the bucket. Great putback, offensive rebound. And Chan again on the other side of that, and she's going to travel.
So here's one case where the players that got out on the break were not looking for the ball. She was ready to pass the ball. But they weren't looking for it. She had to pull up, and she walked.
So Shuey with the ball now. Bowling and Shuey in with a foul. I think on Finn. No, it's going to be on Chan.
When you're setting up the trap, you want your players to be mean, but hands up. Let the offense make the mistake. You don't have to steal the ball, you just have to give continual pressure, and sooner or later they're going to get tired and break down.
That'll be a Saints foul on Alexis Sanders. So she's here. Last night, her brother, there's a woman named Victoria Lux who also played for Thornton, and her brother was playing in the men's game last night. So a little soccer main connection here. Even though Adam Lux played for Kennebunk. Starting for that rebound is DiAgostino. She takes it back. Has Finn at half court. Desiree Robinson. Back to Finn. Drawing the foul will be DiAgostino. She'll be shooting two. It was Megan Finian, her second foul. 34-18, folks. Just under 4 minutes left here in the first half.
Everyone presents number 45, Aurora D'Agostino, and 16 shots.
D'Agostino has actually had a long road back. She hurt her knee in the Saints tournament in the freshman year. And at the end of effort, and then she came back the year, not last year, but the year before. She was still real stiff, so Annie must be thrilled because she can be a real decisive player in close games against good teams.
And Angel Hunt came up with the rebound off the miss. Inside is Sanders. Gets her own rebound. Thin from downtown. Well, there's a block, but Angel Hunt once again coming up. So 2 offensive rebounds in that series.
This is Angel's first game in 2 years. In preseason of her freshman year, she blew out her knee. So she's unable to get on the court. So it's nice to see her back. And this is what she does. She rebounds.
And she's a freshman from Florida. No bucket. Oh, they're going to have a travel. The crowd does not agree. Over half court now, though, and again, Finn with a tremendous steal. And up, and beautiful effort there. Just it isn't falling inside. They're getting these great shots. Third effort by Angel Hunt, and in.
It's the old Moses Malone rule. Just throw it off the backcourt. I can increase my rebounding statistics. She's got 4 rebounds so far. She can play a minute.
37-18, the Saints in front, 2:43 left. And that's from downtown, and DiAgostino skies for that rebound, and we're going to have a foul on the attempted steal.
To this point, Andy's biggest challenge is getting people in and out of the game. He's got so many players that are just about the same balance. It's tough to distribute minutes. So it's nice to be off to a strong start to get a few of them in the first cup of coffee in the big leagues.
A lot of freshmen on this team. And sophomores. A young team. There's Sanders inside. Agostino is doubled. Throws it off. There's going to be a foul. So Neary, her second.
Well, just as we talked about before the game, this game is playing out almost textbook. Because of the pressure, you see Salve making lots of turnovers, and the Saints capitalizing on it.
So DiAgostino will be at the line here now. 2 shots. Salve has 5 fouls.
She likes to give it 6, 7 inches off the free throw line when she shoots the free throw. If you watch her feet, she's not right on the line.
Interesting. She does give the Saints a 20-point lead and make it a 21-point lead, although it'll be a lane violation. So, 39-18.
Maybe that's why she's still 7 inches behind the line. Well, now we go to the 2-2-1 press. This is just to increase the tempo. They're not looking for a steal. Look like a walk.
But before that, I think there's going to, well, we'll see. I think there's going to be a foul on Angel Hunt.
The change from zone to man early in the half court really benefited Emmanuel, without a doubt.
There's a Rourke, and she'll hit 2. For 7 points in the game. Just under 2 minutes left here in the first half. 18-point lead. 38-20. Saints in front. In the tip-off classic.
Simard might be a little bit tired. I would think you'd take her out now because you've given her a good 6-7 minutes.
There you go. Olivia Matella will check in, as does Shakira Katant.
4 freshmen on the court.
Waiting, patiently waiting, but we'll see what the call is. Desiree Robinson, she's fouled.
I get a feeling it's shooting on tomorrow. There'll be a heavy emphasis on layups. They could have 60 points if they did all their layups in the first half.
There's a nice effort there. I think into the pep band. I haven't really heard much from them today. They're here. They're going to play at halftime.
There's a real, they better be pretty careful because you're going to get run over by the shack.
So follow the look doesn't fall, and we'll see. Going to stay here. Follow on the Saints. Desiree Robinson, her first personal.
Those shots go up. You got to get a body on somebody, and then go with the ball. Make sure you clear the path.
Chan will check back in as Sanders gave Coach some good minutes and allowed him to spell Chan. Rourke does not have the hot hand today like she did in the first game for the Seahawks. She does convert one of two, 38-21, 1.5 minutes left here in the first half.
Defensively.
And the travel. Caitlin Barker checks in for Desiree Robinson for the Saints. There you go, steal. In the corner for the three, doesn't fall for Barker. Rebound come to Hennigan. Good hands by Chan, almost came away with it.
It's the constant pressure that gets you. It's not even so much the talent. It's just the hard work and effort, and that's what Yosinoff has, built his house on over 45 years. When you come to Emmanuel, you got to bring your lunch pail because you got to go to work.
There's Chan inside. She can't get by 4. But the Saints retain the ball, though. So Wild will come in for Chan. Coach wants to talk. Well, I thought with her.
Should have been the other way. And that's where the referee is actually pointing. The referee is pointing in the direction that it's Emmanuel's ball, but nobody from Emmanuel went to get the ball.
Well, 25 seconds left here now. A block. Right back again, but a great block by Barker. And the long three-pointer. And that's how we're going to end the first half, 38-23. The Emmanuel Saints in command of this game, though. We're going to bring you some first half statistics and some analysis of the first half in just a moment.
Over there. Bowden? Ranked? They're pretty highly ranked, right?
Yeah, but they don't.
Oh, really? Well done.
Yep.
When do you want to go back on? I don't know about talking for 10 minutes.
Talk to Dave.
I
No, you tell me. Yeah, fine.
sure if you can copy or not, but there is a halftime shooting challenge sponsored by Enterprise. So, folks, we're going to bring you some halftime statistics here as some of the leaders. First of all, Salve Regina, a total of 23 points, led by Ashley Ward. She started out slow, and of course, it's not the kind of thing she had the last game for them, but 8 points nevertheless, 7 for Brianna Neary. Neary also has 7 rebounds, along with 5 for Hennigan. And Emmanuel was really, actually, we're joined again by Tom McCarthy. We're just going over the statistics here at the half, and we're talking about Salve. But the interesting thing is we'll look at it, is they've had 8 players in the game, Salve has, and it looks like, the Saints have had all 15 of their players in. Exactly what Coach said before the game. And the leaders for Emmanuel, D'Agostino has 11 points, and so does Jamad Finn. So they are the big leaders. Allison Wild has 5, and I think on the rebounding end of things, Angel Hunt has 4. She's second on the team, but all 4 are offensive rebounds. Amari Klaus has 5 rebounds. So a really, really well-balanced first half for the Saints, Tom.
Well, I think that, when I looked at it, surprisingly, Salve only has 14 turnovers, because there were a lot more than that. And the rebounding is almost even. It's at 30 to 27. So, the thing that jumps out to me is that Yanni got them off early with the pressure, steals, set the stage with the tempo, and then the defense just took it from there. This is really a defensive battle. They shot 16 to 45 from the field, which is okay, but quite a few of those shots are really close in, and this could be much more of a blowout than it is if some of those would fall in. And as you notice, Emmanuel has only taken 4 3-point shots in the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, that's remarkable. Is that a trademark of Coach Yosinoff?
Well, he likes to play the game inside and out. He likes to get transition baskets. And those transition baskets come off of long rebounds, steals, and that's really what they're doing now. So I think overall he's very happy. He'd like to see a few more shots go in from the inside. He'd like to cut down those turnovers a little bit, although that's the price you pay when you play a pressure and fast break game. You're going to get turnovers. You have to accept it and try to keep those to a minimum. It's going to be very difficult for Salve to get back in this game, simply because when they run, they play into the hands of Emmanuel. Emmanuel wants you to run. They don't mind giving up a few baskets because they know they can substitute 1 to 15 and still get results.
Well, that sounds like Muhammad Ali's rope-a-dope. You tire out your opponent.
That's what great defense is all about. You wear them down, and then you own the last 5 minutes of the game because the other team is so exhausted from having to keep up with you that the arms get tired. The first thing that comes is the shots start to get short, and then the rebounding. All of a sudden you can't get off the floor as well as you do at the beginning of the game. So these type of things, if Salve comes out and tries to walk the ball, they're going to have to shoot at a very high percentage. Emmanuel can afford to make shots because they get so many shots. So they're not really worried about missing 2 shots. Whereas now, Salve is going to have to be very, very precise and then cut down on their shots.
So we're ready for second half action here. Steve Schwartz and Tom McCarthy for the Playstar Network. Inside and out. The rebound will come to Hennigan. 38-23 is the score here to start the second half, with the Emmanuel Saints leading the Salve Regina Seahawks.
And Salve, you can see, is trying to work the ball around a little more and slow this game up a little bit.
D'Agostino with a nice steal. Finn on the break. A fake inside. And back out again with D'Agostino. And I think Finn keeps it in. Excuse me, Chan keeps it in. So Finn will take it out. Here's D'Agostino. Inside, spins. Comes in and out. Hennigan with another rebound.
And they're getting the shots that they want, close to the basket. Just got to convert.
I just can't imagine being out there with Chan on me. My goodness. Yeah, nice second effort there by Hennigan to go in with it. She's doing it on both sides. D'Agostino follows and lays it home, 40-25, 15-point lead. And here we go. It's that quickly, Riley Lahif.
And Riley was pretty quiet in the first half, and she's really the leader of the team.
Oh, that looked like a walk.
Riley.
Yeah, and the call.
Looked like she walked before she was fouled.
Frankly, it looked like there were two walks there. Instead, it'll be a foul. Hennigan. Inside. It's a nifty bucket by Brianna Neary. Her 9th points of the game. Answered by Riley Lahif. The press is on. And a turnover as a result. The break. Oh my gosh. What great presence of mind by Corey Mathis. At least with another bucket.
That's 6 points in a row for Riley.
Great court sense, though, by Mathis to get it to her.
And that's what you want from your point guard. Keep your head up and look for coverage. You don't have to do it yourself.
Goodness gracious. Almost another steal by Faust. And that is great play by Brianna Neary. Follows her shot, gets the bound, puts it in. Here's Finn going coast to coast, and she lays it in. 50-29 is the score.
Jamada's had a terrific game tonight. She's converting those layups, which hasn't always been the case during her career.
Actually, 48-29 is the score. A fast and accurate scoreboard here tonight. Once again, Neary dishes it. Cross court, but a turnover.
Great help defense there.
Lahif with the steal. Over to Finn in the middle. Off to the wing. And in. D'Agostino. She's having a game of it tonight. 13 points. Boom. A nice effort by Morgan Shui. 50-41 is the score. Mathis over to Lahif. To Finn from three-point land, and she hits it. 53-31.
You love to see that your leaders come out and score. And the seniors are doing a terrific job in that. Set a very good example for the young kids.
And Shuey answers with a throw of her own. 53-34. 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Two players through and cutting in just a little too far. Great idea.
Good backcourt cut there. Heads up.
So Sousa will check in for the Seahawks and Kira Eubanks. And we'll check in along with Olivia Metella for Emmanuel. And here's a steal from Shan. Oh, little traffic there. And there's a steal.
The pressure in the backcourt is relentless. Now as the Saints start to get a little bit tight, you can see they're starting to reach in defensively. So the substitutes have to come in at that point. You're sending a message to the coach, I'm tired.
Oh, and of course the play of these upperclassmen for the Saints allows free substitutions, and you don't lose much, as Andy says.
We might not see much more of Lauren and Jamad during this game.
The two-pointer does not fall. The rebound is Metella's. Eubanks pulls up.
Good ball movement.
Reaches up and gets the rebound. Chan with the dish. No look. Kiara Eubanks. Her first 2 points of the game.
Of her career. I think there'll be a few more points.
I am so honored to have called the last points of her high school career.
It's running the floor.
Oh, my goodness.
Now that's where you don't see Division III too many times, where your center can go 94 feet and get the ball back. She's got such long arms. Potentially a defensive stalwart. She's going to block a lot of shots in her career.
Again, her sister Shayla plays for Bowdoin. And they're winning right now as well. Swatted. And going coast to coast, we'll see what the call is. That's going to be a charge on Caitlin Barker.
Well, Barker's going to learn, but she should have dropped that ball off to Corey Mathis for a layup. For the classic 2-on-1 break. You've got to give that ball up. Draw the defense to you, put the bounce pass down, and let the other person do the work. And as I'm sure our fans will notice, almost throughout this game, other than the first couple of minutes, there's at least 2, 3, 4 freshmen for Emmanuel on the court at all times.
And when you think about it, that just bodes so well for the future of this program. Maybe it'll get another team down to the Final Four as they did in 2001.
Well, if they can get good point guard play, make smart decisions, I don't know if they're Final Four, but I think they're going to go a long way. Need a little bit of luck for that. Stay away from injuries. Things can happen.
Shuey takes the shot at the shot clock. Oh, a follow, though, and in. So she follows her own shot in. 57-36 is the score. 2:40 left here in the third quarter. Eubanks had the shot, chose not to take it. That's really her game, too. She has an unselfish game. She's very talented. She can lay it in. She can shoot from outside.
First team foul on the third quarter. At the line, 4 seconds of the third period.
Wow, will shoot 2 from the line.
Even though the score is somewhat imbalanced, Salve's done a pretty good job once they get the ball into the half court offensively. Problem is, between the 20 and the 20, they're having lots of problems with all these hands and feet and bodies being run at them constantly.
Tough D, nice fallout. Blocked by Eubanks.
Now there's the pass right there.
And good hand by Faust on the reverse and in!
A little mustard on that hot dog.
As the fellow right in front of me said, unbelievable. And it is. Tremendous play.
Second person, team.
I don't like keep hopping on the point, but the fact is there are 4 freshmen on the court. I mean, the bench, you love to have 3 players on the bench that you can bring on to make a solid team, but he's got 12.
First shot by Shuey, who's come in now and scored 8 points. And follows up and gets a rebound. Again, presence of mind, Morgan Shuey, but a steal.
Bounce pass again.
Faust up on the break. It doesn't fall. 2. Eubanks on the ball away.
Long arms coming into play. Can't beat it.
62-37 is the score, and another steal for the Saints.
Give it back to her.
Way downtown for Morgan Shuey.
She's had a nice game.
She really has. She's got 11 points now.
3 3-pointers. Doing a job out there. Great idea. In time, 2 freshmen will build the communication really better.
It's still a 22-point Saints lead. 62-40 with 1:07 left here in the third quarter. There'll be 2 men's games tonight at 6 and 8 p.m. We'll bring them to you here on the Playstar Webcast Network. O'Rourke. Doesn't fall on the rebound instead. Comes to Allison Wild. And here's Faust. Nutella. Tried to go behind her back. And she had a defender there. There's a jump ball. We'll see which way the possession arrow is. So Salve Regina will have the ball. And I wondered if there ever comes a point, like even with a 22-point lead, if Coach Yosinoff can relax on the bench. But I'm sure he's always seeing something that his team can improve on.
Well, particularly early in the season. The first game, when you win big, you have the opportunity to go into practice the next day and really hammer people and really point the small things out. And right now, I think defensive rebounding is something that he's going to want to focus on because they are giving up some second shots. So there's always something there. What you got to guard against now is complacency and letting the other team back in the game. That's where the bench comes in because they're hungry for points. They're hungry to get their own minutes.
And again, misses. And Kira Eubanks, you got to call it a foul. But, at least there's some here that felt it was ball. That's her third. She came in early and got a couple. By the way, she got 6 points tonight as well. So Finnegan hits the first. In the second. It's a 20-point Saints lead. A little bit of pressure. 3 seconds left. Faust high off the glass. Up and in, and it's going to count. Allison Wild ends the quarter at the buzzer with a layup, 64-42. Tom, what a game.
Well, I think it's playing out in terms of where Coach Yosinoff wants to be at 64 points at the end of 3 quarters. He's going to be playing into that 75, 80, maybe 80 point range. And anything over 70, I think he's very happy. And of course, he's getting tremendous output from his leadership, team of seniors, and even young kids. Wild and Chan, they're coming at you one after another.
He said before the game that 1 through 15 he has no problem. He feels he loses nothing by putting somebody else in the game.
Well, I think he's a little bit over-exaggerating there. There's not a lot of drop-off. Simple. It's experience. The younger kids coming in, they don't have it. They're looking at it for the first time, their first game. So it's a whole different story for the young kids as opposed to the veterans. The veterans came out right away hard, and that's what you need to do. You need to put the stamp on the game and set the tone for the whole season. And they're playing for a championship. Tomorrow they're playing for a championship. If they can hold this lead, which I think is a pretty good chance that's going to happen.
That's right, and it's a different story for the men's side of this tournament that we're covering, as they've chosen to do more of a classic, if you will. And so there will be 2 games tonight, but they're not dependent on who won or lost, whereas tomorrow there will be a consolation game and a championship game for the women. And we'll bring that to you here on the PlayStar Network as well.
I'm not so sure I like that classic approach. You want to play for something. Simple as that. It's not just the win. You want to play for the hardware. That's a nice pass inside. Good bounce pass.
Eubanks tries to set the pick, but instead going the other way and laying it home is Caitlin Barker, choosing not to use the screen that was set. Oh, the foul on Faust. Reaching in.
Well, you play defense with your feet. And actually, she had very good defense with the feet. So you have to have the discipline to keep the hands up. If you're going to reach, you reach from the floor up. You don't reach down, because the referee will call it almost every time.
I'm just going to state for the record here what a great, opportunity we had to speak with Coach White last night, the men's coach for the Saints. He's a great coach. They had a great victory. And Kira Eubanks skies for that rebound.
Tell got the victory in his very first game.
Another great shot by Caitlin Barker, the junior guard from Connecticut. 68-42, folks. And we have a travel.
I think in pretty short order, I think there's going to be another call to the bench for the third wave of the Saints.
So I better start learning some names. Right now, Brianna Neary is checked back in for the Seahawks. 9:09 left. I think it was a Beatles song, 9:09. Way downtown, in and out, but Eubanks underneath with the rebound and the putback.
To the delight of her parents who are sitting right in front of us.
I know, it's really just delightful. It really is. She's got 8 points now. got to watch her game for 4 years at Portland High School. Here we go. After the Metella rebound, here's Eubanks. Not that time. And a reach over foul on Allison Wild.
The next wave has started.
They have indeed, as A.G. Gaudius is going to check in. And number 15, Desiree Robinson.
Well, you're not going to see this very often. Coach Yosinoff has called off the troops. Put the press away. Work on their half-court man-to-man defense. So we'll see how those feet move.
Nice block by Wild. You know, all of the coaches with whom we've spoken in this whole tournament today have said they're using today as an opportunity to see what their teams are going to do, and that's why they come to the Tip-Off Classic. No difference there either. Hennigan with the bucket, but no difference with respect to Coach Yosinoff either. He's going to learn a few things about his team. Team has been relentless tonight, though.
Oh, got to put it inside. Got the girl on her back. You need to drop that little bounce pass in there and let her do her job.
So, soon to be another substitute coming in for Coach Yosinoff's team. A work outside. Another block here. Faust waits. We'll let it set up. Here's Gaudius. Tries to play off the screen. Faust inside. Oops. So Eubank missed that opportunity, but Faust hits a three instead.
As we used to call that, from the parking lot.
I think at least from the nose of the mascot there. 1919 on the floor. And Mary inside. On the continuation, she'll get the bucket and she'll draw the foul.
The big girls for Salve have been more than respectable.
Absolutely.
Just the pressure in the middle of the court, you can't get the ball up to get it to them.
Allison Wild had that foul, and now we have some more substitutes as Kiera Eubanks and Allison Wild will come off and get the congratulations of their team. And Alexis Sanders will check back in.
Along with April, the human rebounding machine.
Angel Hunt.
Now you get 5 freshmen on the court.
And a steal for the Seahawks. And bowling through there and does Parker. Now, actually that started out though with a block by Angel Hunt. She got ball. But Hennigan will be shooting 2 now.
Salve has a real size advantage at this point. This girl here has done a nice job. They just haven't gutted the ball as much as they could.
Hennigan can hit double figures with this basket, and she does. So she's got 10 points for the game for the Seahawks. 73-49 is the score. 6:25 left here in this contest, I dare say. Gaudius, Sanders, Faust. Sanders inside, and it's going to be thrown away. So that's the kind of thing to work on. A little bit crisper. That's what you want to see.
Well, a lot of people watching say, oh, this is garbage time. In fact, this is prime time for the freshman.
And this is learning time.
You've got to learn to run the offense and not turn the ball over.
Nice effort.
Oh, good steal and then very smart play to kick that ball out immediately.
Doesn't fall. Hennigan with the rebound. She's done it all tonight for the Seahawks. A long three. Doesn't fall for Shoe.
Angel just has a nose for the ball.
She sure does. He's got us underneath. And once again.
That's one time. When you get in the paint, you take the shot yourself. A 2-foot pass is not going to make it happen.
Hennigan with yet another rebound. And a three-pointer there for, 2 points for Lauren Wilmot, a long two. 73-51, we're in the last 5 minutes of the game. Frequently the most exciting part of any basketball game, probably not tonight.
Plenty exciting if you're the parents of one of these young ladies that are on the court.
Well, that's a great point.
This is their time.
Of course, the last game we did earlier with Moravian and Russell Sage was just a rock'em game that went back and forth, a big lead, small lead, and ultimately won by Moravian. As you spoke earlier about Coach Spirk, you can't substitute for 616 wins unless, of course, you need a Yosinoff and you have 853 wins.
The only problem with the experience is you can make decisions to put people on the court, but at the end of the day, it's the players that score or don't score.
And the point is well taken. Converting is Desiree Robinson.
What's interesting is Salve has not given up. They have not just put the end of the bench in players that haven't played all. They're continuing to try and build and make shots.
That's right. It's a two-pointer, a long two-pointer for Gabby Souza. We're going to have a timeout here as the Saints, Coach Yosinoff wants to talk with his team, with his young team. Hopefully, I could just imagine playing for him. You want to be a sponge. You want to take it all in because there is so much experience. We're talking about 4.5 decades of experience.
No substitute for it, for sure.
75-53 is the score. There are 4.5 minutes left in this contest.
This has become now the last 2 or 3 minutes of back and forth scoring game. And this is not what Coach Yosinoff is looking for. So I would imagine that if he continues this way, he's going to go back to the bench. Because you don't want to establish any bad habits after having such a good effort today going into the championship tomorrow against Russell Sage.
And the point is well taken. They're not done yet, folks. There's Sanderson side. She looks to get it to Angel Hunt, who tries to get it back to her, but Gaudios travels on the way in. So Sousa to the right, and we'll have a foul. Looks like on Angel Hunt.
It's obviously a little bit difference in talent between the two teams. But one of the key decisions early in the game when it was 7-7, Emmanuel went to man-to-man defense, and they've stayed there. They played zone pressure, but then they change it once they get to the half court into the man-to-man defense, other than the last couple minutes where he's pulled the press off. And that's a strategic move that got the burst by the Saints to get this lead.
So Nomont converted that for the third point of the game. And here's Faust now. Angel Hunt. Gets a hand from Sanders.
Six-foul charge number 23, Angel Hunt. Third personal. At the line, the Seahawks. Number 35, Olivia Martin, has 2 shots.
So 35 is Olivia Martin from Hanson, Mass, and she'll be at the line shooting too.
I would think the consolation game tomorrow is going to be a very good game. Russell Sage and Salve, they're all pretty close to one another.
And quite frankly, the championship is going to be outstanding as well. Just really, really fun basketball.
Bravo.
And I'm certainly hoping that you can come back tomorrow for that game, Tom.
You're really pushing me here with, the Patriots are on.
There is a DVR, That's what I'm going to do. Drive home after the second game and watch it.
No, I'll be here. I'm going to miss it.
That's terrific. It's not only great for the fans, it's quite frankly great for me. I'm very appreciative of what you've done here. It's like Amanda Folan is going to check back in for Salve.
Now, there's not many teams in the country who can go to the end of the bench and still have 3 girls 5'10" or over to do the work.
Sanders gets fouled on the way in, so she gets a shot now. The other main player on the team.
She's got a nice touch. The only lefty on the team, other than Corey in the backcourt. Excuse me.
Try to break into the scoring here.
Normally the fans would head for the exits early with this score, but the crowd is hung around.
And she converts, so she gets on the board, scoring board as well. 76-54, in front. 3 minutes left, folks. We'll have a foul there, probably on Desiree Robinson, we'll see. It is.
This is the time of the game where players really want to work on their technique. Give a little more space on the outside. You're not looking to jump on try to block a shot from 25 feet. Just move your feet, and when they pick the ball up and close, keep your hands up and put a little bit of pressure so they can't make an easy pass inside. But going for the ball at this point, it's not what Coach Yosinoff is looking for.
Angel Hunt with yet another rebound. Faust. To Shaq. Back to Faust. On the wing, Angel Hunt. Inside to Sanders. Shaq shot, but it didn't fall. Whoa, yeah, Hunt. We call that a warding in lacrosse. You take your arm, you can stiff arm in football. You can't do it in lacrosse. You cannot do it in basketball.
And with that play, she'd actually beaten her with that first step on the dribble. So you just slid sideways and put the ball off the glass.
Angel Hunt. She got a hand on it. She thought it would go the other way. 2-minute warning, folks. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left, 76-55, and the score 21-point healthy lead for the Saints. Up for the three is Gabby Sousa. Well, actually, the long two. Foot over the line.
I mean, Coach Hughes should be very happy. Her kids are playing right to the end. We give them a good, solid effort. Sometimes girls put their head down, but they've done a very nice job.
I don't know, it seems to me they know how to win because they did win their first game, but perhaps knowing how to lose helps too. Depending on what you can build on and what you can learn from it.
Well, to become a better team, you have to play against better teams. It's as simple as that. Coming out here and beating a team by 50 is not going to make it happen. So Salve has put up a good challenge. Most of the time, talent wins out. And in this case, Emmanuel is a more talented team.
And I've heard the word, from Andy, Coach Yosinoff, depth, deep, continuously throughout this weekend. It's really has played itself out in this game. The assistant coaches are Arthur Howell, Megan Cahosi, Chelsea Dunham. Volunteer assistant is Daniel Holbrook. Captains are DiAugustino, Finn, Lahith, and Mathis.
Well, we have to give a shout-out to Megan. We're missing her today. She just had a baby. She's at home resting, and I'm sure she'd love to be here, but I'm sure she'll also be on the phone with Coach Yosinoff right after the game, giving them a few coaching tips. So get well, Megan, and we're waiting for you back to join us.
That's terrific. And we're also going to even mention the team manager, Sophia Wisnes. If I said it correctly, is also an integral part of the team.
Arthur Howell was actually put in the first class of the Assistant Coaches Hall of Fame in 2019. So, terrific recognition. They put one in from each level. So at the awards ceremony, Division I men and women, Division II men and women, and he was representing Division III women.
It's pretty amazing.
Big honor.
Yeah, he played at UMass Boston. He's in his 32nd season.
I guess you have to call him a mainstay.
I think so.
He's on the IR. He broke his right knuckle.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see that cast. No handshaking. It's a good time to do a fist bump, but not on that one. And again, I just want to, for the record here, I want to state that Andy Yosinoff still has his tie on. I think it's in honor of the team that from 2001.
Of course, President Sister Janet was here. She might still be here. He wants a good presentation.
1 minute in this game, folks. Angel Hunt underneath. Dribbles in traffic. Gets it. Recovers. Over to Sanders. Over to Faust.
Deal into a big shot. Let her go to work. There you go.
Hit the floor hard. Wasn't injured. 5'11" center from Easton, Mass. Half a minute.
Throw it out there.
Nice defense by Sanders. Second effort by Martin.
Well, we said before the game, 70 to 75 was the target for Emmanuel, and we're sitting on 76. So it's
you're a prognosticator.
If you could get 75 every game, you'd be really happy, and you'd have a lot more wins than 20.
So Martin converts. There's 12 seconds left. Faust Faust will take it down.
Faust has given him some surprisingly strong minutes at point guard, and this is what he's been looking for. Developing point guard, and it's in the books.
That's it, folks. 76-60 is the final. 16-point win for the Emmanuel Saints in Game 1. First of all, their first game this year, and also the first game of the women's division of the annual Saints Tip-Off Classic.
Well, terrific day for the coach because you had a chance to enjoy the ceremony before the game. You had a big turnout of alum, family, and friends, and the students on campus here. And then you get the first one before the game, and now he's off to the party at 5:30 at the Inn at Longwood, his big sponsor. With the shout-out to the Inn. And there'll be a 2001 party.
Wow, that'll be fun. Well, you know, I'm that's where they put me up. Maybe I'll crash it, but I don't think so because I've got 2 other games to do yet.
I'm sure we'll put you on the television. You'll be there in spirit. And who knows how long that party will go on for.
That was really just terrific. We're going to we could probably do the stats before they're even delivered to us. It was a great game all the way around, and the Emmanuel was led by Jamad Finn with 16 points. 7 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 3 three-pointers. Loredana D'Agostino, 15 points. Kiri Eubanks, 8 points. Allison Wild, 8 points. Caitlin Barker, 6. Riley Laheef, 6. Amari Faust, 5. Yanni Chan, 4. AJ Gaudios, 2. Desiree Robinson, 2. Angel Hunt, 2. Of course, that doesn't tell the whole story because she also had 6 rebounds in the game, as did Faust. Sanders had 1. Shakira Katant had 1.
Well, we got to get back to, the tempo is always set at the beginning of the game. And if you're just looking at the scoreboard and the stat sheet, and you see Yanni Chan at 4 points, you say, well, it was nice for a freshman, but, a lot of others scored more. But in fact, Yanni was probably one of the